Hello, my friends. Coach here from Echo Base Network with a Star Wars News wrap-up video where we discuss the happenings of the week. Today's topics include Katee Sackhoff calls one of her Mandalorian co-stars a diva. What is the future of the Star Wars franchise? Will Ezra Bridger be getting his own show after Ahsoka? And last but not least, the breaking news of the day. Damon Lindelof is writing the next Star Wars movie, and it's set after the sequel trilogy. As always, discussion timestamps can be found in the description below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. We appreciate it.
Echo 3 to Echo 7. Auto bus 388. Echo Station 3PA.
In today's first bit of news, Star Wars Katee Sackhoff called one of her Mandalorian co-stars a diva, but you'll never guess which co-star she was actually talking about. Katee Sackhoff, longtime known to sci-fi fans since her debut as Starbuck on the Sci-Fi Channel reboot of the 70s-era Star Wars clone Battlestar Galactica, joined the actual Star Wars universe with her role as the live-action incarnation of Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian. Now, she talked about what to expect from Season 3 and dished on her co-stars. Now, this article comes to us by way of Game Rant, and here's where she calls somebody a diva. Sackhoff says the good thing with Dave and John is that they're constantly expanding this world, and I don't think that Star Wars fans will be lacking for content anytime soon. Presumably, she's referring not only to her own expanding side of the Mandalorian section of the Star Wars televised universe, but to all other spin-offs the One series has made. This includes the as-yet unreleased Ahsoka and a possible second chapter to the Book of Boba Fett, not to mention any other shows that might spring off the money printing machine. And which co-star is such a hot mess? Grogu, of course. Sackhoff says he's such a diva. To which the interviewer responds, I knew it. Katee Sackhoff continuing the bit saying, he's got 5 guys and some ladies that are constantly following him, making sure that he's okay, and it's like, where's my team? You know, he's just such a drama queen, but he is talented, so we put up with it. Katee Sackhoff, being a good sport, thank you for the lighthearted moment, Katee. We love you very much. You keep being Bo-Katan and give Grogu hell. Yahoo News did an update today, letting everybody know all of the Star Wars projects that are forthcoming. Well, mostly. So here's a brief rundown of the shows. Tales of the Jedi, October 26. That's in 2 days. The Bad Batch Season 2 coming January the 4th. Star Wars Visions Volume 2, Spring 2023. Young Jedi Adventures, Spring 2023. The Mandalorian Season 3, sometime in 2023. Skeleton Crew, also coming 2023. Ahsoka? You guessed it, 2023. The Acolyte, which is not being canceled, it does not seem. Andor, Season 2. Lando? Is that still in the books? A Droid Story. Rogue Squadron, still in the books, just not on the calendar. And, as well, the untitled Taika Waititi movie. Speaking of untitled movies, the Kevin Feige movie, an untitled J.D. Dillard movie, the Rian Johnson trilogy, and that's a whole lot of Star Wars. Back to the first story, Katee Sackhoff saying there's going to be no shortage of Star Wars content. Well, if even half of that comes true, that's a lot of Star Wars content. But speaking of Star Wars content, our third story of the day, Ezra Bridger. The Disney Insider reports that Eman Esfandi, who plays Ezra Bridger in the upcoming Ahsoka series, will be getting his own show at the conclusion of Ahsoka. According to industry insider Daniel RPK, not only will Eman be appearing as Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka, the actor is also apparently signed to lead his own live-action Star Wars show down the line too. Now, while Daniel makes it clear that he doesn't know if the show will be an outright live-action sequel to Star Wars Rebels, he does emphasize that whatever story is told will be Ezra Bridger's alone. Expected to take place 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi in Ahsoka, where the characters hunt for Grand Admiral Thrawn, Anakin Skywalker's former Padawan Ahsoka Tano pursues the shifty Imperial holdout, hoping it will help her locate missing Ezra Bridger, the young Jedi that disappeared with Thrawn in the finale of Rebels. In addition to Dawson, Hayden Christensen will return to the small screen as Darth Vader after his appearance in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Peter Ramsey is among those who are in the director's chair, developed by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni in conjunction with their work on The Mandalorian. Ahsoka is expected to debut on Disney Plus in 2023. And that is also coming from the famous or infamous Daniel RPK. fan reaction is all over the place. I would be in favor of an Ezra Bridger show. I do want to see some Jedi action. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. I'm looking forward to seeing some Jedi on the screen again in a much larger role than we get with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. But what's going to happen with Ezra Bridger, Rebels, Thrawn, it is exciting, and I got to say that this is a good direction for Disney. But speaking of directions, this next bit of news I'm not so sure about. I want to know what you think. In our fourth story of the night, the breaking news of the day, this is coming to us by way of Deadline. Damon Lindelof in Lucasfilm sets Miss Marvel's Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy as director for a new Star Wars movie. Deadline reports, following months of speculation, Deadline is now hearing from several sources close to the project that not only is Damon Lindelof developing a new Star Wars film for Lucasfilm, but that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has been set as director. Lindelof is co-writing the project, though it is unknown at this time who his writing partner might be. Insiders say the script is still being written, which means production is likely far out. Lucasfilm and reps for Obaid-Chinoy cannot be reached for comment. Now, according to Deadline, this movie is going to be set far after Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. There is no retcon. There is no World Between Worlds that's going to take all that away. That's here to stay, and they are moving the story forward. It will not be Skywalker Saga. It's going to be a standalone movie, and they also report that they're only working on one film. That's it. Depending on the success rate is whether or not they'll do a second film for it. So we'll see what that's all about, and I'll be bringing you guys more information about this as we find out more. Now, I got to be honest with you guys, it put a bad taste in my mouth when I first read this, and I started thinking about sequel trilogy. They even say that sequel trilogy characters are likely to make a return onto the screen, whether it be a cameo or whatever. Who knows? For all we know, it could be about Rey Palpatine Skywalker or whatever her name is. With all that being said, maybe it's going to be a completely different story set very far in advance, like way past Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Give us new Star Wars that's not connected to that at all, and I'll be happier, I think. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for coming to Echo Base Network. As we always say, we are, you are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you, and we'll see you guys on the next one.